Here's something I've been wanting to show you guys for a while. It's this Dimple die tool from Eastwood. And what it does is, this is how I'm making all these holes. Like, I'm working on my door panel right now. So I replaced the whole bottom skin. You can see here I replaced the whole bottom skin on this all the way down. And I actually used, it's got this stock bead on it, and I used my bead roller and just used half of the wheel to match that stock bead that goes all the way around. So these are the holes. I don't know how well this is going to zoom in or not, but you can see normally Eastwood makes a dimple die, and now they make this dimple die that actually rolls a bead around the hole. So the reason I want to show you guys this is because there's a trick to using this thing, especially if you're doing a lot of holes, and I'll show you exactly what it is. So what it is here's the tool. It's two pieces. Comes apart, the bottom part's threaded, and then the top part has the bolt that goes through it with the two washers, and it has this little piece that cuts the metal, and then it has this bead right here. It actually punches that bead into the hole. But there's a trick to this, because if you see, it's got these threads on it here, and this is like a special hardened bolt. I actually went through one of these. I returned this to Eastwood in Chicago, and then I grabbed another one. They gave me another one, and what I did different was I put some synthetic grease on this bolt, and then down inside of there, inside of the female, and then what you do is you put it through your part. You make your guide hole, and I got one punched to demonstrate, and you put it through there, and then you twist it, and then it punches the hole and it makes the dimple. But the problem is you start spinning those threads off, because if you're doing a lot of holes, you can't just use a socket. If you use a socket, it's going to take you like forever to do a hole. So I use this impact right here, and the thing is, if you use this, it kind of goes too fast, and it starts heating up this bolt, and it starts just jumping threads, and it just wears the threads out. So the trick is, you kind of want to hit it, and then it'll break through and spin, and then you want to loosen it back up and pull that piece out that it cuts and discard it, and then put this back on, and then tighten it down 2 turns, and that punches the bead more, and you get a nice crisp bead. Because if you don't, that little piece that stays in there, and I'll show you, that little piece that stays in there kind of binds everything up, and when you push it harder to get the bead to go through, it also starts forcing back in these threads. So there's a whole little trick that I figured out to these. I've punched probably 20 holes with this new one, and I haven't even went through this bolt, and it's not even messed up. But the other one, I was punching like 5 holes, and it was just wearing these bolts out. So let me demonstrate. So here's the hole that I have right here for this bead. So what I do is put it on the back, put this on the back, through the hole, spin this on, and get it hand tight, as tight as you can get it by hand, because you don't want, the main thing is you don't want that bolt spinning really fast, because that's what creates the heat, and that's what wears that bolt out. So here we go, just like that, and then you got to hold this and hit it. So I'm gonna lay it down, and hopefully you guys can turn the camera a little bit. Hopefully you can see there what I'm doing. Alright, so hold the bottom, and it's loud as hell. I usually wear ear protection. So if you can see my finger here, I just hit it, just slowly. I don't just hold it down, because that'll burn through those bolts. Just hit it like that. Keep hitting it, and you'll notice when it starts to go through, it'll spin really fast, and that's usually when you spin the bolt. So when you get close to it going through, you just want to tap it and tap it. See how fast it spun right there? It just punched through. So now it punched that piece of metal out, and what you want to do is just give it one little tap, and then unspin it. And don't just hold it on there and spin it all the way out. Just tap it so it breaks free and get it off of there so you don't spin those threads off. And so here, I'll show you the inside piece and everything I'm talking about. So then you get to this point, what I do is, well, hopefully what I do is, if it went far enough, it's usually not this hard, so it didn't go far enough to punch that metal piece out, so I have to go a little further. Okay, now, so punch that metal piece out. And I just see there's the metal piece that it cut, and I just leave this in here. There's that metal piece. So if you leave that inside of there and try to get that bead real pronounced like these, it'll bind up and it'll push those threads out. So I just get rid of that, and you can see it's got a decent bead, but not deep like these. So then I just thread this back on. And then I just hit it 2 times. And then spin it back out. So there it is. And there's the bead. And that's how you do it, and that's how you save that bolt from getting wore out. It does a pretty good job. So that's what I've been working on, is this door panel. And you can see I just cut the bottom half right here across, and then I just traced this piece, and this bead, I want to show you guys that also. This bead right here from the factory, how I matched that was this is also from Eastwood. Get the camera over here. Bead roller. So there it is, it's a hand bead roller. And what I do, let me see if I can find a spare piece here and I'll show you. I'm getting really tight on here so you guys can see it. Maybe. Not the greatest with this tripod yet. All right, so here we go. You can kind of see, you can see in there, and that's the bead. So what I do is tightened it 2 turns, and I keep this metal just on the edge of this. If you can see the edge of that, I just keep the edge on the edge of that and run it through, and that's how I got the lip on the edge there. So I'll show you guys how to do it. They make like special dies and stuff for it, but I mean this worked perfect and it matched up perfect. So I'll try to show you. I think I still got it. Yep, I still got it set. So when you got it set, you got to kind of roll it up in there. All right. And I just kept it. You can see I keep the lip of this. Use the lip of this die on top as actually a guide, and just roll it right through there. Just do a quick one here. Ain't gonna be perfect, but. And there it is. There's the edge. So you can see it matches that stock edge. It's rolled. I just kind of hammered it down flat to get it flat. And then there's the whole edge. And if you want it more, you can stick it, further in there. drove that bead that I rolled. Okay. So if you want more, you could stick the whole thing in there, the whole edge, and actually get a bead on it. But the stock one doesn't have that, so I didn't do it. I'll just roll it off here. So there you go. So there's like the factory edge, and then there's one if you want to do it, you know, different on the outside. And this tool is pretty cool. I mean, it works like the bad part about it, well, of course, all of them, you have to reinforce them. So I just had some scrap metal around here. I welded this big angle in there, and I just welded this in here, and this I welded on the bottom, and it still flexes in and out a little bit, but it works for what I want to do. And I welded this angle on here and made it so I could bolt it to the base. And also had to weld this wrench on there so that you could turn this and keep count of how many times you're turning it. And then I had to adjust all these ends here because they were all messed up and this stuff was all out of alignment. Like this stuff had a bunch of play in it back here, these bars, so it wouldn't hold right. So when you get it, you just got to kind of mess with it and adjust it. And the only thing I don't like about it is the throat is real shallow, so you can't really get a long part in there and bend it to do like the middle parts. So that kind of sucks. So really you're limited to doing whatever you can fit in here and also be able to turn and get it out. So that kind of sucks. So it kind of limits you to just doing edges and shit like that. But I mean, for what I'm doing, it's cool. It works. So that's about it. I've been wanting to show you guys those two tools there. And here's the door panel again. And there's the truck. Thanks for watching.